Hey everybody, welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms Expansion. We're playing as Norway. And our once ally, Wales, is a shell of its former self. Not that they don't have armies, because they certainly do. But we've pretty much come in here and gutted their main cities, I would say. We've really only left these two down here. Looks like this one's getting some action from... I mean, I'm not sure if that's from them being sieged right now or not, but you know, they opened up this two-front war. They're probably thinking, oh yeah, England, we got them. You know, what are they going to do against us? The Barons Alliance appeared. They only have one city, and yeah, they don't really have a chance. Let's reduce that a little. So, what do we want to do here? Have we already moved? Did we just take this? We did. Okay, let's take a turn. Yeah, these guys are actually coming after us. We have more men, but they have better trained men, and they have mostly... Okay. Easy win. Easy win. I don't feel like controlling an army of English billmen. I mean, we gotta do it. This'll be cool. All we have to do is charge them, and we win, I think. They have a lot of archers, which means we can't really sit back and defend like I usually like to. Total War, I think it's almost always the correct decision to be on the defensive. I think being on the offensive is... it's not really necessary. And it's raining. That's so good for us. So, yeah, we're just gonna run up on them. The sooner we get into combat, the sooner we're gonna win. Because they're just archers, pretty much. I mean, they have some melee guys, but we can't let them, or we can't sit back and let their archers destroy us. This is gonna hurt. Let's see. Did we even lose? Okay, yeah, we're losing guys. Yeah. About 10 guys per unit. But, you know, once we get into melee, I mean, they don't really have much that they're going to be able to do. So, yeah. Let's send these guys around the flank. How is it looking right here? I mean, I think we got this. Kind of blobbed up a bit. That's not really all that great. Kind of losing.
Winning the battle.
Yeah.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Wet Raiders, they're broken. You know, their archers, we got up into their ranks. I mean, look at this. Let's just move over and attack them. We'll have one unit. Well, that's our general. I don't really want our general chasing down archers. We'll have these guys run up on them. Well, you know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, they're all running. They're all falling back now. Now we'll just charge up on their catapults. Yeah, pretty easy. So, it gave them the advantage, when in reality they didn't really have a chance. Because they just lacked the amount of melee units that they really needed to hold us back while their archers pretty much destroyed us. So there was... there wasn't really a chance. I don't know. I mean, we're just like a melee mob of guys with billhooks. I'm not even sure how good billhooks are against, like, non-heavily armored units. I believe... So, the billhook is actually a pretty interesting weapon. And I think in Total War it's like almost exclusively used by the English. So I get the feeling that maybe in real life that was the case. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that field, unfortunately. But what I do know is the billhook seems like a pretty good weapon. So a spear is a long pole with a some sort of tip on the end, and there's actually a lot of different spear tips based on what you're hunting. For instance, I guess a decent example might be, I don't know how historically accurate Game of Thrones is, but I'm pretty sure in the first season when the king, Robert Baratheon, when he goes hunting, he's hunting a boar. And I'm pretty sure that boar hunting, actually, if you're going to use a spear, it's actually like a different kind of spear than what you would use for warfare. That might be false. I mean, don't ever quote me on anything I say while I'm playing these games, but I'm almost positive that I've read or I heard or something that there's like there's hunting spears and there's war spears. And I think, that's kind of similar to bows, like
Only
when you
half the enemy
use
force. Our men have fought long and are
peasant
becoming
bowmen,
tired.
it's usually, I think, what they're trying to get by is that these aren't bows that were meant to kill humans. These are just peasants who hunt because that's how they feed their family, and they happen to have their little hunting bow, and that's what they use to bring to combat. The thing about, I would probably say the weird thing about Total War is we have these really nice units of town militia that are all using the same length spear, and there's the same round shield, and everything's happy-go-lucky for them, when in reality, these peasant units were kind of mishmashed, and they all had kind of weird, unless they were being used specifically for formation, which, happened. It's not like it was just mobs of units running at each other. There were formations, using formation tactics. A lot of the times these peasant units were just like, well, I have a pitchfork. I was able to, the local blacksmith was able to make us 20 spears, and the other 30 guys are all using like pitchforks, or maybe they're a fisherman and they have a bite it, or I don't know if the trident was ever... Okay, maybe, actually, I think the trident is a fisherman's weapon. So I don't know if it was actually used still, but at that point in time. I mean, it might have. I mean, why not? Okay, these archer guys are kind of annoying. We're just, chasing them down, but... we have all these really nice, oh look, everyone here is a spearman units, when in reality that wasn't always how it was. So... Anyway, the billhook. So spears are just typically a long pole. I mean, well, the length can be, depending on what you're going to use it for, the length can be really different. But typically it's some sort of one-handed or sometimes two-handed pole. Usually the two-handed ones are called pikes or something like that. And it's pretty much just used to stab. And you can do a lot of different things with spears. You can keep your enemy at a distance. It's pretty easy to attack with a spear and hide behind a shield. And, I mean, the spear was a weapon used in combat for years. I mean, the samurai, I believe it's called the yari. I believe that's a spear that the samurai used. I mean, there's a reason that the samurai, certain periods of time, the samurai were like, hey, the yari is better than the katana. So it allows you to keep your enemy at a distance, and that's usually a lot better than having like a two-handed sword or something,
If we continue like this, we will smash the
Also,
enemy.
spears are lightweight, so that's really nice. So the billhook is kind of a really interesting...
The enemy army runs.
We'll try to run these guys down, I guess.
Down.
We'll just click on a couple of different guys. We'll see what happens. Eventually they'll run off the map and we'll just quit. So the billhook's pretty interesting. So they took the spear and they added a hook to it. And I'm not sure, what are those called? There's those gardening tools, right? Are those called billhooks too? What are those gardening? There's like these, I've used one before, once, a long time ago. to cut off like a little limb. They're kind of like these scythe. Well, they're not really scythe. They're kind of, well, they're like a hook, like a fish hook, but you have a blade on the inside, and you use that to cut off like shrubbery or, you know, like little pieces of like just really small branches or something like that if you're trying to like trim a tree or something like that. So that's pretty much what a billhook is. And I'm pretty sure it's a farm implement, and then they realized, oh hey, this is, if we just modify the design a little bit, we actually have a pretty cool weapon.
No, please, my lord, reconsider.
You guys betrayed me, you're all dead. No thank you. Sure. Ireland is the strongest faction. Maybe we do need to beat Ireland. Uh-oh. Okay. So anyway, the billhook is like, alright, so we have this farming implement that everyone's using. Why don't we modify it a little bit and we can use it in combat? You know, because, you know, one of the things about farming implements, you know, being used in combat, that's what peasants had. You know, if your village is getting attacked by a bunch of Vikings, most of the time, you know, I don't think they're going to have a bunch of swords lying around. You're just like, alright, let's get my fishing spear, let's get my hunting spear, let's get my bow, you know. Maybe I can throw my fish hook at someone and pull them down or something. Actually, that's the point of the hook, right? So the bill hook, it's really cool because it's designed, that little hook, to do a couple of different things. And I would probably say its main function was to pull knights off their horses. So one of the interesting things about French and English warfare is, and I'm not, you know, this is probably a fluctuating idea, but I'm pretty sure that the French had way more knights, way more heavily armored knights than the British ever did. You know, and that might just be a period thing. For instance, right now, well, we're 1335. That's like almost 100 years after we started this campaign. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm horrible with dates, so I don't know if the 100 Years' War has already started, or it's been going on, or it's over. I don't know. But I believe that the French fielded better knights, or at least more knights, than the English did. And I'm kind of thinking of that because I know that at one point, probably just only a few years, you know, maybe the 100 Years' War is like later than what it is right now. I'm not 100% sure. But the big period of time where England and France were at each other's throats, there was a battle, and I don't remember the battle, I'm sorry, but basically the English king shows up and he's like, hey, look at all these longbowmen. It must have been after they annexed Wales, which happened, I think, so it's 1335 right now, and I think Wales was annexed. Well, Wales was annexed before William Wallace was killed, and I think he died 1305. So technically Wales should be part of England, which means they then adopted the Welsh longbowmen, or maybe they had the longbowmen before that, I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, the longbow, a Welsh invention, super awesome weapon, and they used that to great effect to pretty much kick the French's ass at this one battle. And, you know, the longbowmen were used quite a bit by the English to deter the French from, you know, ever winning that war. Actually, I'm not sure who really came out on top. It seemed like they did a lot of fighting and no one ended up gaining any land, so I don't know. Anyway, billhook. So the cool thing about the billhook is you grab onto a dude on a horse and pull him off his horse. And that's really advantageous because, you know, a dude in full plate riding a heavily armored horse, you know, it's not the sight that a weakly armed peasant is going to want to... Wait, what is this? Oh yeah, this army. You know, it's not the kind of thing that a weakly armed peasant wants to be running into. So we have this army who kind of took way more damage than I really wanted them to. So they need to retreat. They need to head back to Caernarvon. They need to get equipped up.
It will be an honor.
This is a pretty big army. We need to destroy them. This army is unscathed. Mostly unscathed. So we are going to attack Prince Tegonwy. So that's something we'll do this episode. And we also need to assault Lancaster. Oh, no we don't. We need to take out this Welsh army above Lancaster. And the remnants of the guys we just fought. So let's kill them.
Orders, my king. Moving to engage.
We win. We don't really care about him, sorry. Captain Anund.
The enemy lies defeated. We
And, yeah. I mean, we did it, so let's send these guys here. They'll be our reinforcements. So now we get to use one of our, like, pimped out armies. Do we want to do that, or do we want to take on the prince? I mean, we have to do both, and we're definitely going to do both. I think we're even going to have our retreating army take out Captain Iago? Iago, huh? Oh boy. Man, I can't... The guy who voice acted Iago, man, I love that guy. What a great voice actor. I mean, he had a very distinct voice, but I feel like... Hey! Diplomat. Oh, it's the Welsh, I don't care. That guy's a really good voice actor. I like him a lot. So we have family members. Oh yeah, let's send them here, and let's send them to Castletown. And let's have our Navy dock. So yeah, billhook, really cool weapon. Sorry I keep on like jumping around this episode, but yeah, I personally really like the billhook. I mean, in Total War, the English get all of the goodies. You know, they get decent knights, not great, but decent. I like the billhook guys; they're pretty cool, and you know, and then they get the longbowmen, so they get everything pretty much in my book. I mean, there are like gunpowder units that are pretty good that like Spain and Portugal get, but I mean, there's actually quite a few different like really cool gunpowder units in medieval too. Like, you know, we, as Norway, we should be getting access to the arquebusiers. Actually, now that I think about it, we need to get rid of this and build a cannon maker after we do the marksman's range. What do we get here? Mounted crossbowmen. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll make this, and then we'll make the cannon maker. And after we make the cannon maker, hopefully we can get whatever's after that. I don't know what that would be. And hopefully that includes the ability to make arquebusiers. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think that's the correct pronunciation, but I'm not 100% on that. So, huh. Oh yeah, we were gonna send Prince John to go do stupid stuff. Because he's insane.
Move out. Resting the troops here.
So,
let's...
let's... Alright, I've actually been kind of stalling a little bit because I'm just deciding what battle I want to do here. So let's recruit... Well, do we want to wait one... Well, we actually can't recruit anyone here, and I don't want to leave anyone behind. Maybe I could leave behind the mercenary crossbowmen and then come back and get them because I'm already retraining them. That's actually a great idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to have King Magnus... Now, you know what? I really want to pimp. I really want to use out this new army. Let's try it out. I mean, this is about as rushy army as you can get.
Confronting the enemy honorably.
Oh no!
Strength and honor.
He got stuck around Lancaster. Can we attack Lancaster without those guys showing up? The answer is yes. King Dafid. Oh, you're dead, my man. Alright, well, I mean, if we can auto-resolve Lancaster and then have our awesome army go attack this other army. So we'll auto-resolve here. Skapti Hykinson lost 339 men. That's not that bad. It's not that great. But we ended up in a castle. Let's exterminate them. Let's make sure we have our maximum level church. We do. And we want a barracks and archery range. And that's about that. So that's pretty great. And now, Captain Ulf. We can't move him in to help us. Alright, well, let's do this. This is going to be awesome. I mean, as you can see, this guy's doomed. But I think I might try to lengthen out this battle a little bit. Not by much, but I want to try to do like some different tactics here. To kind of show you how, I mean, I'll show you kind of like what kind of a tactic I would use if we were like doing this in multiplayer. And I was playing against. Oh man, these guys are pushed up against their doom. So now, if we were playing campaign, well, oh, we cannot deploy there. Let's move our army back. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something a bit, like kind of historically accurate, but not really, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do this. Is this, yeah, okay, so that does work. I know I've already said that earlier. But basically, I'll just show you guys what I'm gonna do. So what do I want to do here? I want to go one knight, two of these guys, a knight, two of these guys, and some knights. And then set them up in a line. That's not the line I want you to be in. So that looks about right. And let's set them up like this. That's great. And yeah, we'll just move them up like this. So what do we have? Who are these guys? Oh yeah, so these are going to be our reserves. Or do we want to have like a left flank? I mean, this is a very tightly packed formation. Not exactly what you would call a normal situation. You know what? Let's just not use those guys. We're not going to need... Well, you know what? He has a full stack, doesn't he? We might need them. Okay, so these guys are going to be our reserves. They'll be our rear guard. And we'll just move them right here. We'll try to even them up. I mean, I don't know how like evenly lined up these guys are, but I think what we have going on here is pretty good. So let's group up our units, see where they are. They're right there. And well, let's look at their army real quick. So they have these guys who, maybe there's a historical reason for this, but these are the best archer units that the Welsh get access to, but they're not even as good as the high-end longbowmen that the English get access to. So what's up with that? I don't know. And then they have a huge line of billmen. Yeah, let's see. Can we get a good look at this bill? So it looks like, and hopefully you can kind of see what's going on here. I feel like it's just flat. Oh, here we go. Well, I mean, hopefully you can see, like, I cannot get, like, a good angle. Here we go. So, very vaguely, you can kind of see. So we have this spear tip here, and it looks like this might be sharp. So this might be a bit of a blade here. And then we got that hook. I guess I forgot about the blade part. But, yeah, pretty good against knights. And they have a mix of heavy and regular. And then in the back, they have some pretty weak dudes. Yeah, these guys are kind of fodder units. Yeah. I mean, a lot of anti-cavalry units. And what do they actually have? They have mailed knights and Mathroffel horsemen. Okay. And some mailed knights. Okay. So not really a lot of knights. Meanwhile, we have all kinds of knights. So what I want to do here is I want to group everyone together except for the crossbowmen. And we're going to move up like right here. Meanwhile, our crossbowmen are going to... Sorry if that bothers you, the blinking. They're just going to run up. Actually, let's just have them run up to the point where they can shoot at these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one shoot here, one shoot here, and then two of them shoot at these guys. And we're going to skirmish it out. We're going to see if the AI allows us to skirmish here. And we will most likely win. Because we're using crossbows and they're using longbows. You know, like, why would a longbow ever be better than a crossbow? Looks like they aren't going to let us do that, though. They get the first volley off, so that kind of sucks for us. But hopefully we can get one or two volleys off. Any day now, guys. Yeah, let's go into battle without our crossbows being loaded. Smart idea. Actually, I think if you keep a crossbow loaded for too long, that the cord, I don't know what to call it. I think it's a rope cord or something. All right. Well, I mean, unfortunately, my idea that we could sit here and have a, a merry old time shooting at each other with bows, that's not going to happen. So we're going to do a very sort of stupidly traditional thing and have the cavalry charge in first. And we need them to charge right now. And I'm not going to say that this is going to end well, but it'll be cool. So, we're going to charge in with our cavalry. And then as soon as we're... Like, let's get a little bit into the future here. So these guys need to actually charge against their knights. So our knights are going to charge in, and then our infantry is going to charge behind them. And our rear guard's going to not be a rear guard anymore. I'm going to have them flank. So hopefully what I want to do here is I want our crossbowmen to hopefully run away. And not get stuck in melee combat. Run away. Run away. So our initial cavalry charge actually did a decent job at causing some of their men to start running. But now we need to pull all of our cavalry back. Yeah, let's just pull all of our cavalry back. So that the infantry can charge up.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue
And
like this,
I have
we
no
will
idea
smash
how
the
effective
enemy.
this actually is going to be. But, you know. So, actually our cavalry were able to get out of there pretty quick, and now our infantry is in there kind of queuing them up. And, yeah, I mean, their army is, disappearing. So they have some archers. I want all of our crossbowmen to shoot at them. And, it looks like we have some spearmen trying to get through. That just sounds awesome. So let's send our light cavalry over here. And now let's piecemeal choose where our heavy cavalry is going to charge into. Yeah.
Our men have the enemy general is no true man.
Sweet.
He flees the field of battle and abandons his men to their fate.
I mean, I'm not really sure how well I did right there, and I'm not sure if that's like the best tactic. It was fun. It was cool. People died on the enemy side. I mean, you saw the initial charge by our cavalry did cause some of their men to rout. So that, I mean, it was kind of a cluster, but it looked promising. Like it actually might have, done a
The
decent
enemy
job.
are badly bloody. They have lost half their men.
So yeah. So the only reason they haven't lost yet is because their stupid archers are running away from the inevitability of death. Yeah, we charged them. They're gonna run into the ocean. We killed about 50 of them in one charge. Do we have any cavalry over here? Well, oh, is this cavalry right here? Oh, it is. They're just trying to get through that melee unit. Okay, sweet.
Look how our cowardly foe runs. It is time to press the attack.
I mean, they're dead anyway if we lose, so we can just quit the game. Or quit the battle.
This is a clear victory.
Wow, yeah, so
that
we
goes
only
to every
lost
man of great
152
virtue and
units, and we
valor.
killed 1,320. That is really good. Man, we only lost 152. That's great. Those are great numbers. Look, we barely lost any of these guys, and we barely lost any of these. Now, we did lose some... We've actually lost a decent amount of cavalry. Let's see here. These were all 60 units, and we lost about 20 each. Obviously, I don't think that tactic there... I do believe having your cavalry charge first is a pretty good tactic in Medieval 2 against the AI. I don't know how well, like, I guess it just depends. If your opponent brought, like, only two-handed swordsmen, maybe charging into them and then running away and then having your infantry run in afterwards is a pretty good tactic. But if your enemy has, like, pikes or they have spearmen, I mean, we just fought against an army of billhooks and we annihilated them in melee. So that was pretty good. That was a good battle, and we'll return to the campaign map, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Ciao.